post 90, when the 91 reforms, we call LPG reforms, happened in India, Kerala is the only state which opposes those reforms even today. There's no other state. Here, both the political formation, one formation is headed by Congress, which initiated that in Delhi, but they oppose it here to Delhi. So Kerala is the only place where reforms are opposed and not accepted by the people and the political formation, both sides. Whereas other states accepted and then carried on with their state level reforms further. Kerala did very little, willy-nilly here and there.
You mentioned that Kerala did not operate on the overall economic reform package which the country adopted. Secondly, there was also a thought process that the Kerala model of development, with its emphasis on social sector, education, health, matrices, was that what mattered. And anyway, after 20 years, you are at a point where I guess there will be steady uptake of the debating points you are raising, because you have both an economic crisis as well as a public finance crisis more or less on the cards. I wanted to ask Mr. Chandrasekhar to take up from here and give me a broad reflection of.
Now, when you look at Kerala, you look at certain sectors. You look at the private sector, you look at the public sector, you look at government. That is, when you're talking about the public sector, basically you're looking at how government manages its affairs. The government somehow feel that if we pass a few laws, things are done. It's okay. Private sector will come. So you say Nokabuli is not there. No, Nokabuli is not there, so that's it. We have solved the problem. The law is made. Now the point is, what we should understand is not what we think of ourselves, but what the investor is going to think about investing in Kerala in preference to Karnataka or Gujarat or Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu. I can tell you the approach is totally different. I was certain recently director on the board of Tata Power. And we were talking, Chandrasekharan, Tata Sons chairman, is quite a good friend. And he wanted to set up a unit, I think it was on semiconductors, the choices between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Now, both of them were looking at it. And suddenly Chandrasekharan gets a ring from the finance secretary of Tamil Nadu. Tata had not taken a decision. But the finance secretary rings up and says, I've got a check of 500 crore ready, come and take it to start a unit. Now, you see, that kind of enthusiasm has to come into the state if we are to really go. That is something that is lacking. We did have industry, big industry we had. We had, that was primarily before 1991, when we had an horrible organization, DGTD, Trade and Development, horrible organization that would keep telling the industry, if they say they want to start a unit of this capacity, they will say, you take a lower, this you will not be able to market, you take a lower capacity. Then they will say, we want it in Madhya Pradesh, they will say, no, you go to Kerala. So during that period, some industry we were able to get through because using DGT. Apollo came here. That is when I was also the Apollo board director, the Apollo board when I was finance secretary of Kerala. Stayed here for, they are still here. But the fact is that all their new units are outside Kerala. And I tried my best, and I used to argue with them in the board that new units should come to Kerala, but they would be polite with me. But they found it more advantageous to be in places like Europe. Unless you're able to match them, you're not going to reach any. We had marble rains in that collapsed. We had Madurai courts in Korati that collapsed. Now, even smaller. One company with which I was associated as chairman of Spices Board, and I liked very much was Synthite in Corendale. Yeah. So Synthite has got units even now. It's now one of the biggest units in the world. That time it was very small, but it's grown, and it's now bigger than what we considered to be big at that time, McCormick's for years. Now, that company, it has 2 units in Corendale. So the rest of the units are in Mysore, in China, Vietnam. Yes, all those places are got. We had recently heard of a textile firm, I don't remember the name, moving to Telangana from Kerala with big units.
Yeah, it's
It is. So this matters not. I think the greatest mistake we are making is that we feel that if we pass a few laws and we make a few statements, we are too close. We have solved the problem. We have got a inflated view of what industry thinks of it. We hold huge convocations, conclaves. Conclaves are very popular now. Very big conclaves. We have bring people from outside to talk, but this is not going to help us. We need to look at really take a hard look at what is wrong. Why are people not coming?
I also shared with you that Kerala, whether it is an academic exercise or really a few second issue, but Kerala improved its EODB rankings of late. That's been
What is Yodi and
ease of doing business.
no. The ease of doing business is a fraud. You see, any index is a fraud because it depends on the parameters that you choose. If you look at the ease of doing business done by the World Bank, now they've stopped it. No? Fortunately, they were just depending on 2 factors, certain municipal laws in Delhi and Bombay, and a very small sample on the basis of which EODD at the world level was being calculated. So we had to only focus on those 1 or 2 areas and make some improvement to suddenly leap up from 119 to 65.
Would you like to say the topmost things Kerala should liberalize?
We need to make changes in our systems more or less.